So if you're a product manager, you know this feeling. It's that constant pull in a dozen different directions, where every single request that comes across your desk is flagged as urgent. Well, today we're going to build a system to cut through all that chaos. Let's get into it. Sound familiar? I mean, this isn't just a meme, right? This is the daily reality for product teams. You're stuck right in the middle of this storm of competing, high-stakes demands, and every single stakeholder is convinced their priority is the priority. And yeah, that's the job, being the calm center of that storm, making clear-headed decisions when everyone's emotions are running high. But the secret isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, with a system that brings some actual clarity to the mess. So let's just start by calling it what it is: chaos. And you need to know it's not just you. This constant flood of requests, it's just hardwired into the very DNA of the product manager role. Think about it. You're the hub for all of this. The CEO's got a grand vision. Sales has deals on the line. Marketing needs something for a big launch. Engineering is begging to fix tech debt. And of course, your customers have their own urgent needs. And you're the one who has to make sense of all of it. And here's the real danger. Without a clear, objective system, what happens? The person who shouts the loudest or, has the most political power, they get their way. And that leads to a roadmap that's just reactive, not strategic. It's a recipe for building the wrong thing. Which brings us to the solution: frameworks. And look, I know what you might be thinking. Frameworks, bureaucracy. But no, that's not what this is about. A good framework is about creating a shared language so you can make decisions objectively, based on strategy, not on who has the loudest voice in the room. Let's be really clear about this. Poor prioritization is expensive. It wastes your team's most valuable, most precious resource, their time, on work that just doesn't move the needle. And what's the result? A weaker product and a completely burnt-out team. I mean, just look at this. Something as simple as this grid can completely change the conversation. You just start plotting ideas on a simple value versus effort grid, and boom, you've got clarity. The high-value, low-effort items, those are your quick wins. It totally shifts the discussion from who wants what to what actually gives us the best return on our effort. Now, value versus effort is a fantastic start for sure. But what happens when value's kind of hard to define, or when you have a bunch of competing features that all seem really high value? For those more nuanced, complex trade-offs, you need to add a few more layers to your analysis. And that's where the more powerful frameworks come in. You've probably heard of ICE. That's impact, confidence, and ease. It's good, but it's missing one really crucial variable. So today, we're decoding its more robust cousin, RICE. And RICE adds that one game-changing letter, R, for reach. So now we're working with reach, impact, confidence, and effort. These four ingredients, they all work together to give you a single, quantifiable score, so you can compare every potential feature on your list. First up, you've got reach. This is all about scale. It forces you to ask the question, are we building this for 10 customers or for 10,000? You just define a time period, let's say a single quarter, and then you estimate how many users are actually going to interact with this thing. Next up, impact. This one's all about depth. A feature could reach every single user but only be a minor little convenience, but another feature might only reach a few power users and completely revolutionize their workflow. You've got to be able to quantify that difference. Okay, now for confidence. And this is my favorite part, honestly, because it's a built-in reality check. It forces you to ask how much of your reach and impact score is based on cold, hard data versus just a gut feeling. A 100% score means you have the metrics to prove it. A 50% score, that just means you're admitting it's more of a calculated bet. And finally, effort, which really is just the cost. We usually measure this in person months, the amount of work one person can do in a month. And remember the iceberg effect here. What looks super simple on the surface could require a massive amount of engineering work underneath. Okay, so we have the theory. Let's apply it to that chaotic Monday morning we started with and see how this thing actually works in the real world. All right, let's run the numbers. Remember the formula. It's reach times impact times confidence, and all of that is divided by effort. So for the CEO's feature, even with that huge reach, our lower confidence and high effort give it a RICE score of 70. But then you look at the feature from sales. It has a smaller reach, sure, but its massive impact and our high confidence, plus lower effort, still gets it to a score of 45. When you look at the data, the CEO's idea is clearly the better strategic bet for this cycle. And that is the magic of it. We've just taken a heated, opinion-based argument and turned it into a calm, dispassionate calculation. Now the discussion can be about the inputs. Hey, is the reach really 1,000? Instead of about whose opinion matters more. But listen, a framework isn't a silver bullet. It's still really easy to fall back into some old, bad habits. So let's cover a few of the most common mistakes and how the best PMs are using data to avoid them. Oh, you will hear this one constantly. But here's the honest truth. There are no small changes. Every single new button you add adds complexity, it creates a new place for bugs to hide, and it just clutters the user experience. Scope should never, ever be the only reason you decide to build something.
Ah yes, the keeping up with the Joneses trap. If all you do is copy your competitors, you will always be playing catch-up. Your roadmap needs to come from your own customer data and your unique vision. And actually, this is where AI is becoming a real superpower, using machine learning models to predict what customers need before they even ask, which lets you lead instead of just follow.
And this is the end result if you fall into those traps. Product bloat doesn't happen with one big catastrophic decision. No, it happens slowly. It happens through a series of small, seemingly harmless yeses that just pile up over time until your product is a complex, unfocused mess. So this brings us to maybe the most critical skill a framework gives you, the ability to say no constructively and to back it up with actual data. So how do you actually say no without starting a political war? Well, it's kind of a three-step dance. First, you have to genuinely listen, validate their request, make them feel heard. Second, you pivot away from opinion and straight to the data. You say, look, here's the RICE score for your idea, and here's why this other project scores higher right now. And third, you align on the bigger goal. You show them how the prioritized feature gets everyone closer to the company's objective. See, the framework isn't a shield, it's a shared map. The bottom line is, in any of these tough conversations, the PM will need to have answers. You just have to be prepared. And your RIC analysis gives you that solid foundation. For modern PMs, being prepared also means using data platforms, even predictive models, to make your confidence score less of a guess and more of a real forecast. It's all about bringing as much objective truth to the table as you possibly can. So here's your playbook for tomorrow. Seriously, try this. Get your team in a room, list all those urgent requests on a whiteboard, and score them together as a team using RICE. The alignment you'll build just by having that structured conversation, it's invaluable. So I'll leave you with this question. What will you say no to tomorrow? Because a great product isn't just defined by what you build. It's defined by what you bravely choose not to build. And a framework like RICE doesn't just give you a number. It gives you the clarity and the conviction to make those tough strategic calls.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like.